Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Fans YouTube channel. I've got quite a few videos to put out over this weekend, so let's start with my NXT reactions, which I should have brought you earlier on in the week, but it's fine, we're bringing it now. So, a lot of time I like to talk about the non-title action that happened. There was the Tavion Heights, Charlie Dempsey match. You know, if Tavion Heights won, then Charlie Dempsey, then Tavion Heights got to leave no quarter catch crew, just like Miles Bourne. And then the match was basically just going with Charlie Dempsey dominating it, really, and then he hurt Tavion's knee on the stairs and took advantage of it and was a complete shitty friend, and then was just putting him in this painful submission that Tavion refused to quit from. But then, what is her name? I forgot she's called. Gwen. Is it Gwen? Gwen Sinclair. Is it Gwen or is it Quinn? Gwen. Sinclair threw the towel in, like the white towel, to say Tavion quits, which I'm not sure if this counts. First of all, in wrestling, this is stupid, right? I get it if it's the tag partner or if it's the manager or the person in their corner. But whose corner was she in? If she threw the towel in, couldn't that have been for either of them? Because she's in both of their corner. Seemed a bit stupid to me, but it is what it is. She, that's probably going to lead to a storyline where Tavion's a bit mad at her for kind of throwing the towel in there, because he wanted to be free of no quarter catch crew, but now he can no longer have that conversation. Then we had, obviously last week, Lainey Reed took on Thea Hale, obviously making fun of her for the Jada Parker match, and this week in the locker room she was still going at people. She was going at So Ruka and Zarya, for the whole Tatum Paxi situation, and then Kalani Jordan challenged her to a match, and we got a Kalani Jordan Lainey Reed match, which I can't remember who actually won that. I want to say it was Kalani Jordan. I'm going to say it was Kalani Jordan because I genuinely can't remember. I watched it this morning and I can't remember. It was that irrelevant. Then we did have a segment for the D'Angelo family. Rizzo's back. No big introduction there. Rizzo's just there. She's invited Tony. She's invited Stacks. She's invited Luca all into one room to sit round a table to try and settle differences. But 2 seconds in, she realised differences aren't settled. But she did reveal that next week she got them a triple threat match, which would be the final battle for them all, and they're going to all squash it there. It seemed like a very badly put together promo. But it is what it is. It was all just to announce that there was a triple threat match to put an end to it all. Are they going to put the Heritage Cup Championship on the line? I don't know if that's just a thing you can defend one-on-one, but it's going to happen. And I've got a feeling Tony's definitely not winning. I've got a feeling it's either Stacks or it's Luca. So yeah, Rizzo's back. She's probably going to be by herself down low because the D'Angelo family is no more. Ricky Saints had that gauntlet match where he took on all of Vanity Project, is what they're now called, but we know them as Swipe Right. Terrible faction anyway. Ricky Saints beat all three of them, shock. But weirdly, the one he pinned clean was the champion. The others he rolled up. Well, one of them, the main two, the main blonde guy and then the champion he pinned clean, but the other irrelevant guy he hit with a roll up, but whatever. That's just, to make Ricky Saints look good going in their match at the Great American Bash. Why is it still lagging? Why? It's still lagging. Then we had the NXT title match, tag team title match between Hank and Tank and the Culling. I genuinely thought the Culling was probably going to win the titles because they've done nothing with Hank and Tank and they've been putting all their eggs in the Culling basket. But it actually set up the feud between the Culling and Zaruka more because Zaruka came and removed Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley from ringside, and Hank and Tank were able to get the win, pinning Sean Spears because Sean Spears sacrificed himself for Nico Vance, showing what a leader Sean Spears is and what he's trying to do for the Culling, which was kind of cool. I got it. So Hank and Tank retained, which I didn't see coming. They've actually not got a match at Great American Bash, which is insane, really, when you actually think about it. There was a match between Joe Hendry teaming up with Mike Santana against High Rise. Joe Hendry and Mike Santana are facing Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship at Slammiversary, which is a TNA event. And it took on High Rise because last week Joe Hendry beat Wesley when Wesley was trying to defend Trick Williams. Obviously, this match ended with, Trick Williams interrupted the match, but Mike Santana and Joe Hendry still got the win despite the interruption. But yeah, it just tended into a brawl from there, with Trick Williams and High Rise beating the daylights out of Mike Santana and Joe Hendry, which is to be expected from the heels anyway. As for the women's title picture, the NXT women's title picture, is obviously Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe are going to be tag teaming against Fatal Influence at the Great American Bash, and it gave us a bit of cinematic filmed comedy thing where Jordynne Grace was training, but Blake Monroe called her up like, why are you training? Come here, come get glamorous, and basically just get a massage, get looked after. And she said, it's all well and good training, but you need to look after yourself. It was this really bad comedic scene, or skit, whatever. And eventually Jordynne Grace was like, oh yeah, I love it, thanks. And I think this is leading somewhere, and I'll get into that at my Great American Bash predictions and my Evolution predictions. Watch me cook tonight. I swear to God I will. This is Saturday, by the way, that I'm recording this, the day it's going out. But watch me cook in my predictions, because I know. Finally, the NXT title, well, not finally, but the NXT title picture, it's going to be over Femi, Yoshiki Inamura earned it, but then Josh Briggs kind of like tried to get on the mic and stick up for Inamura, because Inamura was being too respectful. I don't know why the crowd was booing Josh Briggs. I know he's not Inamura, I know he's not Obafemi, but since whenever we've been booing Josh Briggs, he was not good on the mic, he was actually terrible. But yeah, and he broke out in a fight with Obafemi, and Yoshiki and Josh Briggs started fighting Obafemi. And finally, Jasper Troy and Javon Evans just kind of fought the whole night. Jasper Troy beating them up, and they've now got a match at Great American Bash. And that wasn't even finally. I don't know why I said finally, because finally Ava came out to the ring to talk about the women's battle royal that will be going on, and announced the 6 superstars from NXT. So from my understanding, it's 6 Raw superstars, 6 SmackDown superstars, 6 NXT superstars. So I don't know which one Nikki Bella fits into. I think she might fit into the Raw one, which I don't know why it's 6. Just put as many, just make sure all the women in WWE are on this card. Put them all in there, do you know what I mean? So she announced Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Kalani Jordan, and Lola Vice. Now I agree with all these, except I've got an issue with Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. See, because at Evolution, Saruka, Zarya and Ruka, Women's North American Champion, are in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, I know they're technically the bigger name because she's a champion, but they're not winning that match. They're going to lose that match. So you're having your Women's North American Champion lose, probably getting pinned, right? But she won't get pinned. Whereas in a Battle Royal, she's just getting thrown over, right? So you're putting Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley, the tag team you're building up, in this Battle Royal, right? When they beat Saruka in a tag team match, literally last week, it makes 0 sense to have Saruka challenging for the tag titles and calling in the Battle Royal. Do it the other way around. I genuinely, because I feel like Zarya and Saruka will be bigger names for the Battle Royal. And this will be a great way to build up Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley as a tag team, but it is what it is. Don't want to make sense, don't make sense. That's fine. So yeah, that's happening. Not a bad episode of NXT. It never really is, let's be honest. It's always good action. There was a few just filler matches there that I didn't need. I didn't need the Kalani Jordan, Lainey Reed. I'm not a big fan of Lainey Reed, I'll be honest. Entrance music is something, I'll tell you that. And I'm a bit confused as to what they want to do with, Kalani Jordan, because I swear a couple months ago she was a heel, fighting Zoruga for the title. But it is what it is. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Tune in for my SmackDown reactions. Tune in for my Great American Bash Evolution Saturday night's main event predictions. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.